relationship with her husband, Jeremy. It wasn't just that he intended to use her experience as the muse for the great American novel he had been struggling to write for some time now, or that his lone wolf feminist sister Elise had taken a sabbatical from her teaching at the University of Evansville to come south to live with their relatives out on the lake, Connie and Douglas McShay, while awaiting the birth of her baby. It wasn't even the uncomfortable feeling that Elise's mother and father in Brentwood, Tennessee, had not even been told about their daughter's life-altering decision so far. It was more that Jeremy himself began to mimic Maura Beth's pregnancy in every conceivable way. When she had cramps, he had cramps. When she had her first cravings, he had them too, zipping out of their cottage on Painter Street to head to the Cherico market for the flavor of the moment or other crazy specific ingredients. And there were many as the later weeks of the first trimester tumbled by: gummy bears, red hots, snow cones, pistachio ice cream, wilted spinach with vinegar and boiled eggs, pieces of dark chocolate with whipped cream, Vienna sausages and crackers with mustard, and finally, fresh squeezed lemonade. Not store-bought, mind you. It had to be made from scratch out of lemons Maura Beth could hold in her hand and then roll back and forth on the butcher block to produce the most juice. No reason to justify that at all. It just had to be done that way. For the record, Maura Beth was certainly appreciative of Jeremy's willingness to wait on her hand and foot, but her hormones also seemed to be producing a territorial effect regarding her pregnancy as she began to gain the first hint of weight. They seemed to be whispering in her ear all the time. Now you know good and well that he is not the one who is actually pregnant, don't you? You can't let him think he really understands what you're going through, can you? Stand your ground, girl, and put him in his place. That's your birthright, pun intended. Which led to their first showdown toward the tail end of the first trimester. It took place in their bright yellow kitchen with the potted palms, and Maura Beth had just finished squeezing the life out of half a dozen lemons at the counter, noisily stirring and mixing up a batch of her lemonade with the biggest spoon she could find in the silverware drawer. After taking a big swig of her precious concoction, she put down her glass, looked Jeremy straight in the eye, and unloaded. "There's something I've been meaning to discuss with you, sweetheart," she began, her voice soft and syrupy at the start. But it rose a decibel level and became a shade snarky soon enough. "You have to just stop this. I don't even think you know you're doing it, but I want you to stop. There, I've said it. Stop." Jeremy's handsome but skeptical face went all full of creases, his eyes approaching a squint. It was the typical high school English teacher face he used when one of his less motivated students answered some question with jaw-dropping, D- or even F- inducing ineptitude. "You want me to stop what?" She took another swallow of lemonade and drew back slightly with an imperious pose. "Oh, don't play so innocent with me, Jeremy McShay. You know good and well what you're doing." Jeremy managed to smile in spite of it all. "Wait. What? You just said I don't know what I'm doing. Now you say I do. What are you talking about? You are definitely playing fast and loose with the English language. I should know." Maura Beth paused to review the situation, and a grin broke out. There were times these days when she was certain she had lost control of her facial muscles. "Oh, so I did. Well, that's not important now. What I wanted to say was that you've got to stop pretending you know what I'm going through and mimicking me all the time. Because you don't. You know." Jeremy appeared to understand immediately, nodding with a smile. "You think I'm pretending? You think I'm making it all up? You think I don't have these twinges and pains at the same time you do? I guess you know you weren't supposed to have all these cravings so soon, according to Dr. Lively. That was supposed to come later, if I recall, and yet here they are, big as life." "I appreciate all the reading you've done and the effort you've been making, but it's unnecessary. No two pregnancies are alike, you know." Jeremy nodded and took a deep breath. His attitude at the moment was truly good-natured and patient. "But it's not an effort. I'm not faking it. I've read up on everything at the library, and I think I'm on solid ground. Some husbands do take their wives' pregnancies to heart. Their empathy is real and physiological. I think that's a very good thing, considering that some men can't be bothered and are even worse contributors once the baby arrives. They live in another century, and they wouldn't go within 10 miles.